three. And speaking of which, the first of the top three to come out for their squats, Emelie Olin from Sweden, opening 3 kilos below her personal best at 150, which I imagine to be a Swedish junior record. She's the only one of the top three as well who does not age out this year, so very bright future ahead of her, I think.
Very convincing.
Yeah, it's a good lift, 3 white lights. Now Helena Decker, reigning world champion, 155 kilos on the bar, 10 kilos below her personal best. Had a phenomenal performance in Malta just a few weeks ago. Let's see what she can do just a few weeks later.
Yeah, back-to-back peakings takes a toll on your body. Let's see how she handled this.
I believe she also competed at Open Worlds in June, so she
Oh,
competed
wow.
a lot this year. That's a little tough, Alex.
She seems disappointed.
Decker today. Baxter from Great Britain, 160 kilos, opening 5 kilos below her personal best. Also managed to podium at Worlds just a few weeks ago. So the exact same turnaround time. Let's see how Baxter handles it.
That workout looks comfortable. Oh, more work than expected, probably.
And it's a good lift. Yeah, a little bit slower than expected, but
I would rather get 2.5 than lose 5.
I completely agree. Emelie Olin from Sweden, 157.5 kilos. This takes her into squat silver for the time being, with Decker and Baxter to follow. If she gets this, she secures at the very least squat bronze with her second attempt. That's looking good still.
And that is probably a new Swedish record.
Into silver, back ahead of Olin. Helena Decker from Germany, 160 kilos. Now her opener was a little harder than we would have expected. They've jumped 5 kilos, so let's see how this moves. I imagine a slightly smaller jump than they were planning.
Yeah, to recreate momentum. And then we might see a bigger jump from the second to the third, depending on how this one moves for sure. She knows she's in contention for the title. No kilos to lose in this tight division of the 57s.
Yeah, and it really is a close race. So, like you said, she doesn't want to drop any kilos if possible.
Big brace.
And that is much better, and it doesn't surprise me. She is a veteran of the sport and a world champion. 3 white lights. Also taking a 5 kilo jump, so matching Decker's jumps here. 165 for her second attempt, matching her personal best. Again, her opener looked a little bit hard, but again, easier than Decker's, and Decker made the 5 kilo jump look pretty decent, so I'm sure Baxter can as well.
That's still very good for almost a 3-time body weight squat.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the medal holders for squats, but in which order we don't know yet. Emelie Olin, shooting for squat silver, has bronze at the very least secured, 162.5 kilos to pull ahead of Decker. Gold already secured by Baxter on body weight.
That workout looked comfortable. I'm expecting this one to go.
Oh, and that is lovely. She looks so comfortable under that bar.
That looks just like the second.
It is a good lift. We need to move back into squat silver ahead of Olin. 165 kilos. opener was really tough. Her second looked a lot better. Let's see how her third moves.
Some lifters have the ability to kick in another gear, third attempts. Let's hope that's the case for Mariella. She looks determined, very focused.
Come on, Helena, you got this one.
As defending world champion, I think she has a lot to prove. She wants to collect that European title as well.
Big brace. Building tension.
Oh, there it is.
Right on the money.
And that is a good... Caitlin Baxter from Great Britain now, already walking away with squat gold, opting for a 2.5 kilo jump after her second to collect as many kilos as she can heading into bench press. Has that slight disadvantage behind Decker on deadlift, so building as big a subtotal as you can.
And being lighter, it makes all kind of sense to do that.
And that is a lovely third attempt from Baxter as well, and a good lift.
Great squat action from the 57s. Only 5 missed.
95 kilos now for Helena Mariella Decker from Germany, opening 7.5 kilos below her best. Had a slightly difficult opening squat and progressively got better throughout each attempt. Let's see how her bench opener moves.
Taking time to retract and depress our scapulas. Very important to build that foundation in the bench press.
Now that is a lovely opener from Helena. 2-1. She
Above the upper thigh, but it's okay. I feel she maintained contact.
Caitlin Baxter from Great Britain, opening on 102.5 kilos, our penultimate opening attempt. Caitlin, who walked away with squat gold, building herself a big subtotal here. Put herself in a good position to fight for that gold overall if she can.
Great bench press.
And it's a good lift, 3 white lights. Yeah. Now our final opening attempt, Emelie Olin from Sweden, 107.5 kilos on the bar, opening at her personal best.
That's interesting.
Based on how I see Sweden pick numbers in the past, I'd be surprised if this was a difficult opener.
Yeah, they have a great coaching staff.
But let's wait to see how it does indeed move for Emelie. And there's that sinking technique that we were speaking about there for Emelie.
And no wonder why they chose this as a...
The bench, which means they can avoid the rack a little bit more. Helena Mariella Decker jumping to 100 kilos on her second attempt to move her back into bench press bronze.
Finding the right compromise to set up on the bench press is so difficult. You've got to experience it all. And these are only junior lifters. Some of them have been competing for a long time, but not all of them.
Yeah, and you have to find what works for you.
Great bench press.
2-1, a good lift. Sure. Caitlin Baxter from Great Britain, 107.5 kilos to move her into bench press gold ahead of Olin for the time being. Olin to follow. So match her personal best.
No troubles whatsoever.
3 white lights, a good lift. To make sure she doesn't lose out on any. Emelie Olin from Sweden, 112.5 kilos to move back into bench press gold ahead of Baxter, heading into third attempts. 5-kilo jump from her opener, which was already a personal best.
Progress was made in the gym, apparently. Let's see if she can convert. Wow, very snappy off the chest.
It's a good lift, 3 white lights. As bronze, that won't change anything. That can only be threatened by Ramberg. Storstad afterwards, but to match her personal best, to gain another 2.5 kilos to stay matched against her competitors heading into deadlifts. Every kilo counts. It is a tight race. She has got the biggest deadlift of the 3, but the extra couple kilos here certainly wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, they would come in handy for sure.
Wow, another phenomenal grind on bench.
Yeah, another grinder.
And 2-1.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so Decker will stay in bench press bronze and now looking to move into bench press gold for the time being with Olin to follow. Caitlin Baxter, Great Britain, opting for a 5-kilo jump. Big risk, big reward. 112.5, a new personal best.
A very strong outing so far.
Oh, another phenomenal bench attempt. Wow, these girls are giving us a masterclass. 3 white lights.
What is this?
And it is a 5-kilo jump from her second. It will also match them all heading into deadlifts. The total on prognosis of 440 with their deadlift openers.
For us, that would be the dream scenario. Even playing field at the beginning of deadlift. Even though the openers may change. Now it's on to Emelie. What is that from the Swedish athlete?
Just as now, one of the contenders for the overall. Caitlin Baxter, the lighter of the big 3. 160 kilos for her opening deadlift, 10 kilos below her personal best. It's a little sticky towards lockout, which is troublesome in conventional.
A lot of friction against the thighs at lockout.
It is. I think a good way if you're at home is try to hide your thumb underneath your other fingers, and that is what a hook grip will look like.
And the pressure it puts on the thumb is terrific. At first, once you try it, you'll see how can these lifters do it, but you get very used to it after a few sessions.
Emelie Olin now, the second of the big 3 to take their opening attempt, 160 kilos. And looked very comfortable.
The battle is on.
And now, reigning junior champion in the world level, Helena Decker, opening on 172.5 kilos. 20 kilos below her apparent personal best. So should be a nice conservative opener for her. Looking to gain another title here at her last year as a junior.
The last one of the big 3 to open.
Yeah, and probably slightly more contested than she would have expected coming in.
For sure. Sweden's really putting pressure on. We'll see about GB and Norway. Wow, snappy.
Yeah, wow indeed. 3 white lights, a good lift, and as you now, Caitlin Baxter, one of the big 3, 167.5 kilos for her second attempt. First looked a little bit tricky at lockout, but was smooth up until then. She's going to want to keep this to stay in the fight.
This is her technique. I'm expecting a bigger fight at lockout, but for this one to go through, let's go, Caitlin.
And there we go. 3 white lights, a good lift. Looks hard, but if she can keep fighting.
Gretchen to creep up on the podium, that's for sure.
Now, another one of our big three, Emelie Olin from Sweden, taking a 10-kilo jump, so slightly bigger than Baxter to pull ahead of her overall. 170 kilos in the bar. The opener was very snappy.
I like that walk to the platform. Chest up, very confident.
Behave how you want to act. And it's still moving really well for her. 3 white lights. Now, Helena Decker, 182.5 kilos, also opted for a 10-kilo jump. She is lighter than Olin by just 0.01. So she just needs to continue matching her jumps. Her opener was extremely easy.
Yeah, very impressive opener.
And this is still 10 kilos below her best, so something I imagine that's still in her wheelhouse today.
I think she's playing her cards right. And she'll have the last word, putting in whatever she needs.
Go on, Helena. 2 more attempts. Time to give everything.
Solid wedge at the bottom.
And that is a good lift, 3 white lights. Now, and although making what seems like a small jump, it is an important one because she's looking to match Olin and Decker's current totals at a lighter body weight. So for the time being, it does move her into gold. And I think they're hoping there that Sweden and Germany are going to push each other and forget about her. But they shouldn't. 170 kilos for Caitlin Baxter.
Come on.
Wow, she just keeps going.
Oh, unfortunately, I think the torso collapsed. And yeah, lack of lockout.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but it does mean that she 177.5 kilos for Emelie Olin from Sweden. A new personal best. This moves her into gold overall for the time being, with Decker to follow.
I'm starting to get goosebumps. Everything's gonna get decided in these last few attempts here in the 57s. Everything you got, Emelie. This is the last one of the day.
And it is just too heavy, which means Helena Decker from Germany, 187.5 kilos. Moves her into deadlift silver for the time being. Already has deadlift bronze secured. She wants some energy from the crowd.
I like that.
One final pull as a junior, and what a final year she's had. World champion, European champion. What an incredible athlete. What a way to end your junior career.
And one last deadlift for a new personal best and a chef-kissed performance here today.
And there it is. What a way to end on a high for Decker. 3 white lights, a good lift. New European champion, new total.
5 kilos total from Great Britain, Caitlin Baxter. The silver medalist from Sweden with 450 kilos, Emelie